In this video, we're going to look at finding the derivatives of sine x and cosine x graphically. We're going to start with a graph of sine x. Hopefully this is something you're familiar with. And when you're graphing derivatives, you always want to look at slopes of tangent lines. And you should always start where the tangent lines are going to be horizontal. And that's at your mins and maxes. That's where you're going to have horizontal tangent lines. And the reason you want to start with horizontal tangent lines is because you know that the slope of a horizontal tangent line is 0. So at those points, the derivative is going to cross the x-axis. So I'm going to put points on the x-axis at all of these mins and maxes. So right away, I know that my derivative crosses the x-axis in 4 points here. And then I'm going to look at slopes right here, where the concavity changes, where it changes from concave up to concave down and vice versa. I'm going to draw in the tangent lines. And if you look, these tangent lines are pretty much parallel to a line with a slope of 1. If you cut across a grid box, that's a slope of 1. So at these points, at this point right here, would actually be -1, so I'm going to put a point at -1. This point right here at 0, 0 would be +1. This point right here would be, again, -1. And then if you come to the very edges of the graph, this would be another one. This would be +1. And if we go back to the other edge of the graph, this would be a slope of +1. And so if you look at these points, you can kind of see a pattern emerging from them. If you connect them, this should look like a familiar graph. This is actually the graph of cosine x. So the derivative of sine x is cosine x. Now let's look at cosine x, and we're going to do the same thing. Start with your mins and maxes. That's where your horizontal tangents are. Those give you the 0 points, and you can see you have one right here at the end at -2 pi. We have a point 0, 1, so that gives us a 0, 0 point. We have a minimum here, so that gives us a 0 here. And then also at the end of the graph, again at 2 pi, we have a point. Start with the zeros, and then same thing in the middle. If you draw in these tangent lines where the concavity changes, you can see again that these slopes are roughly 1 and -1. This first one would be -1. This next one would be +1, then -1, and then +1. So if we connect these points, this is a sine graph because it starts in the middle at 0, 0, but this is actually negative sine because it goes down. And so the derivative of cosine x is negative sine x.